Hi, this is Prof. Jojo Pangan. Welcome to my channel. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. So, welcome to my channel. This is Prof. Jojo Pangan. We are here to learn how to write a case study. So this is the business case study format template which authored by yours truly. So I place my name here because this is what I have drafted and supposedly to be our guide in writing our case study. Of course, number one, we need a cover page. No, kailangan po natin ng cover page. What does the cover page do is that it has a title of the case study. No? So of course your name should appear on the cover page as the case writer, the date submitted. So in the executive summary, we are to write the introduction. No? We are to write the SWOT analysis. You know what SWOT analysis are. Now, from the strength to weaknesses to opportunities and threats. Okay. So in the cover page also, I failed to write here. We have to place that. Of course, here the title of the study, no, the case study. It's already here. Okay. So in part 1, the background of the study, the background pertains to how the business started. No, its history. So how much was the startup capital? I could remember that there was a store who started only for 2,000 pesos and now it's $1 million worth of business. So location of the business, where is the business located? It's very important. And of course, under part 2, their products and services. What are their products and what are their services? So you have to list all the products and services they offered in the market. Are the company into online selling? You also have to write it here, no? So most probably under products and services, just like in our feasibility study, we do a market description of the product and their services. Of course, this is the very important content of our case study. What are the problems encountered? No? Whether big or small business, small and medium enterprise, they encountered major problems. So you have to list all the major problems possible that confronts the company and describe them. Of course, not to mention here, I failed to mention also the minor problems. Because sometimes minor problems could lead into a major problem if that problem will not be attended. Like for example, high labor turnover. No? You could not maintain a good quality products without good laborers. For example, if majority, 50% of your workforce will go to your competitor. So that's a big problem. So how do we keep our laborers? Those are for part 4, no? Possible solutions made by the seller. There are companies who are offering what? For example, you get into their company, they will offer house and lot. They will offer cars. No? Those are opportunities. That's why when you, for example, there are big companies like San Miguel, like Coca-Cola company. So what they do is that they offer those services. They offer housing projects for their workforce. So that's a good solution to the problem wherein you encourage them to stay with you, to stay with the company, no? To be loyal to the company. Like I myself, given the 25 years of service, I received gold watch, no? I received financial assistance, financial rewards, no? And some other opportunities, trainings that is given by our school, the Ateneo. So that would encourage me to stay more in the Ateneo until my retirement. So part 4 is the financial condition of the company. This is very important, no? For example, the company is into the brink of bankruptcy. So therefore, you need to know the financial condition. Of course, you need to ask them their income statement and balance sheet. Though these are confidential matters, but the best way is that the company that you should interview you should be close to them. You are a friend of them, no? For easier transaction of data gathering. Okay? So possible solutions made by the seller under problems encountered here. Why do we place solutions to the problems? No? Because we want problems be solved. What do they do? Because this would be a learning process for those undergrad. If they read your paper, wow, the company made a solution. But now you have to ask also, if you're the teacher, if you're teaching the case, therefore you ask them, what's your solution also? Given you are the person involved, no, you are the protagonist involved in the case. Of course, now we have to do case analysis. We diagnose the problem here, given the problem, so we do case analysis. You diagnose. What's the case? What's the case all about? What's the cause and effect? No? There's a method taught by the Japanese about Tamaguchi, no? The fishbone effect. So you research about the fishbone. If we still have time, we will look into the fishbone effect, no? What causes the problem? What's the gamut of the problem? So the act of recognizing the problem. Okay? And finally, of course, you have to do a synthesis, a conclusion of the case, no? What are the learning insights that we could draw from the case? And then, of course, what's important, your references, no? The protagonist, the entrepreneur, the annexes, pictures, supporting documents. Aside from income statement and balance sheet, we also need to have supporting documents, no? An action picture. Me as a writer of the Adso News portal before, what I do is that I look into an action picture, no? Hindi yung pa-cute. Yung bang nakatalikod yung protagonist, yung entrepreneur, nakatalikod siya in doing the work, no? Para bang you take a surprise photo, no, that hindi alam ng entrepreneur na nagpipicture kayo. But of course, you need to ask permission. So this is all about our business case study format. And later, we have to ask questions on the given parts, no, of the format. Are there any questions? Sir, okay, if cash flow lang available instead of balance sheet, okay na po yun, no? Kayo na pong bahalang gumawa ng balance sheet. Diba, Michael? From the cash flow, you can already draw your balance sheet. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, maganda pong ganyan. Kasi wala silang accountant, no? Yung, ano ba yung company ninyo? Ano to? Michael Beans? Bake shop ba? Hello po, Michael Beans. Are you there? Okay. Michael Beans, are you still there?
Sir,
Yes,
baka
sir.
mahina po signal.
Mahina ang signal. Mahina ang signal.
Yes po, sir. Since bake shop po.
Okay, bake shop, no? So, tama po ako. So, may mga tanong ba dito along this line, or do you want something to include here, no, in our format?
Wala na po, sir.
Wala na po. Okay.
Yes po, sir.
So this is a tool. This is a tool that is how you write a case study. This is very important. I've learned this through my master's degree in public administration. So when I was in the military, no, yan. So this is how we solve in the academy, no. Remember the 6 M's of management. We have manpower, we have method, we have machine, no, we have materials here, we have mother nature, we have measurement. So this is the problem. Yeah. So how do we solve the problem? So under manpower, you have to learn what causes the problem. What's the sub-cost? For example, of high labor turnover. What causes the problem? So always look at the cause of the problem and its effect to the problem here. So what causes the problem of high labor turnover? For example, salary, no? Low salary, absenteeism, no? And laziness. So those are the factors that may affect manpower labor turnover. And if you look at methods also, what's the methodology? How do they employ operations in their company? What kind of leadership does the manager have? Is it autocratic or democratic? What causes the problem? No? That will have an effect also on the manpower here. No? What causes the problem? Autocratic. No? Meaning to say the manager does not listen to the will of the people. No? Does not conduct consultations. Like today's time in Ateneo, after 1 year, Father Carol will be leaving us. So there are committees who were grouped together. No? I am also part of that committee where there was consultation. We were asked what kind of leader you would like to have. No? So another is democratic, the one who listens. No? If we look at politicians today, no, you could already sense who are autocratic and who are democratic. But it's good to combine the two kinds of leadership. Not all the time you should be democratic, but you should also be autocratic sometime, no? Because as a leader, you have to decide on your own, no? What causes the problem. So if the kind of leadership method is being used is autocratic, no? Commonly, no? This is my observation, only my opinion. The Chinese, look at the Chinese, they are very autocratic in nature. No? You have to obey them, you have to follow their orders. Like for example, in the workplace, no one should talk. Everybody should work. And you follow the time. No? In a democratic, they will just leave the workers. Very lenient. No? So you see the effect of the two. As a future leader, you could apply those two types of leadership. So what methodology, what kind of leadership you use here? Another scenario in the workplace, like for example, if the workplace is, the factory place is not well lighted, and the other, in comparison also, no, another company, another factory is well lighted, who works well? So the method of the other one is their factory plant they cut cost on cut they do cost cutting on their lights. So wala silang ilaw, no? Siguro isa lang, no, sa factory plant. Merong mga ganyan I observe diyan sa West Coast. And there are also plants, factory plants who are well lighted. So who's the most productive? Oh, you answer me. Who's most productive? Is those who are well lighted or only one light in a factory plant? Masyadong madilim. What's the answer? Anyone? Of course, the well lighted, no? Kasi kapag isa lang ang light, lalo na sa canning factories, paano nila makita yung mga isda? Baka mamaya may pumasok na ng mga mga cockroach doon or lamok or langaw, parang ganyan. So you see the kind of method, no, in the workplace. It happens, no? There's a psychology in the workplace also. So we call it the psychology in the workplace. How the workers behave, no? Like for example, if there is the owner, the manager, the leader, the Chinese is very close. They work well close to the workers. So who's productive? Those in the workplace or those who are not in the workplace? The democratic one. No, just leave the workers. No? There's a saying, if the cat is not around, the mice will play. Diba? Parang ganyan po. Oh. So that's why the Chinese are very productive, because they do really a close hand-to-hand with the workers. They really watch. So that's their methodology. Now, let's go to machine. No? Machine, for example, what causes the problem? What causes the delay? Are the company is into technology? Are they using the technology? Are they using computers, or are they an old school using the typewriters? So you see? So along this line, you could already picture when you interview the workplace, you don't observe only the protagonist, but you look at the workplace. No? Look at the technology that they are using. Are they of old school? No, like sa bake shop, Mr. Francisco, ano bang ginagamit nila? Yung panggatong pa, yung old oven na parang semento lang, ginawa lang, no? Or they are using the technology, no, for pizza bomb here. Meron ba silang oven? No?
Yes, sir. Meron po sa big oven po.
Very good, no? So what causes the problem? If there's no problem, you leave it behind, no? So sometimes this is how you look into you dissect case problem. Were you taught this in management? Para ngayon lang, no? Maganda, no? This is actually a methodology of the Japanese 1960s pa, matagal na to. But this is very applicable. This is also how I solve problems. So, materials, no? Like for example, in bake shop, the flour used, no? There's a problem of the flour today because Russia and Ukraine are the best producers of flour and wheat, no? What other alternatives? Magmahalan ngayon yung mga pandesal doon sa bake shop nila, Michael Beans, no? What causes the problem here? Now, another concern, Mother Nature. What is the corporate social responsibility of the company? Are they into tree planting? No? Do they care for the environment? For example, a bake shop, for example, what is their solid waste management? Where do they throw the waste? Dapat picture-picture kayo, no? Nandun kayo sa place, nagpi-picture-picture kayo, Vince. Hindi to makuha sa hindi makuha sa Zoom. No, di ba? You really need to visit the place kasi you want to look at the the environment, internal and external of the company. First and foremost sa bake shop, dapat yung hygiene, the cleanliness is very important. Kasi ako nagde-deliver po kami, ahente ako ng Ace Foods dati, nagde-deliver kami ng flour sa mga bake shop. Pumapasok talaga kami sa loob ng bake shop, tapos nakikita ko doon yung pawis na alam niyo yung ensaymada, masarap yan, no, di ba? Oh, ginaganyan-ganyan yung yung dough, tapos ginaganyan-ganyan sa katawan. Ay sus, Ginoo. Kaya pala masarap, Vince, yung ensaymada. No? So, you look at what's happening to the environment, Mother Nature, no? Are they concerned, no, of their solid waste management dito sa Mother Nature? Now, going to measurement. Measurement. Dito na yung mga financial, no? The cost involved in the production of the bread. No? You measure. No? Are there many wastage inventories? No? Measurement. Alam ko yung mga bake shop, ang masarap yung, alam ba ninyo yung pie? Ano bang tawag noon? No? Yung bread na bread pie, no? Yung mga tira-tira ginagawang bread pie. Masarap 'yon, di ba? Yan. Tapos nilagyan pa ng coloring, red, sometimes yellow. Oh. Yan ang nami-miss ko kasi matamis-tamis siya. Oh. So, this is how you approach the problem. If you want to really know the problem well. No? You will become future managers and leaders. I used to teach this in my students in the graduate school about how to use the fishbone effect, no? How to use the Tamagotchi way of solving problem. So very concrete, no, and very specific. So you look at this when you dissect problems. So I'll be sharing this in our GC, no, so that we will come to know about how to deal with problems. No, so these are the areas that you look into. No, parang hindi ba, para makita ninyo talaga kung saan tayo magsimula. No? Okay? Any questions here? May tanong po? Nag-breakfast na ba tayo? Oh, masarap kumain ng isda, no? Fishbone effect. Yan. What causes the problem? Yeah.